Oh, Corel is crashing and it is burning the system down. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Mindset. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Let me know how that is working because it is not good here this morning. I was just working along, and the next thing I know, Corel and I think it's because I have Corel and Adobe both open. They are fighting with each other right now. So happy Friday, folks. How are you doing? How's everything going for you? Let me know. Check it in the comments. Remember, when you get in here, let me know where you're from, who you are first off, because, you're in Facebook land, F you, you're going to be Facebook user because I don't know who you are. So you come over to the YouTube side of things, then we'll be able to see at least who your screen name is. So that'll be choice. And then I need to know where you're at, how the weather is in your area, and what's in your cup. Back on the White Monster kick this morning. I can't even see what the weather says because it's locked up on that screen so awesomely. So we don't, but it's nice outside. I mean, it's gorgeous. I will say that. We're sitting out on the patio for a little bit trying to plan out the day to see what we're doing because there's quite a bit that needed to get done. I said, let's create a plan of attack so we know what's going on, what we need to do, and how we can tackle that today. So we've got that. Ooh, Corel just finally crashed down. So with Corel finally crashing down, I think we should start experiencing a little bit better things. We'll see, folks. You know how that goes. We'll see how it is. So weather here is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So it's 59 and sunny now that all crashed out there. So 59 and sunny, gorgeous, gorgeous weekend. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. That's always it's an interesting holiday because, in U.S. it's mostly a drinking holiday, right? And it's just weird like that. Or your Star Wars Day, it's Revenge of the Sith. So, hey, you got those things going for you. So let's check in. We should be able to do that while this is still trying to process over here, and we'll see how everybody's doing this morning. Kelly, good morning to you. As I can see, the process is not working by any means because I can see it's still glitching out on my end. So I'm only assuming that it is really, really glitching out on your end. And what's crazy is there is not much of anything else that's open. So good morning to you, Kelly. So coffee in the cup, rainy again today. Ooh, rain, go away, come back another day. What's up, Chuck? Good morning to you. And Chuck says that it's 69 down in Central Florida with a high of 89. I think we're supposed to hit 90 on Sunday. So, that's welcome to the Midwest. You got heat and air conditioning the same day. That's how we roll around here. Barbie's got 43 in north central Minnesota, 43 and sunny. Spring is here with all the frogs peeping in the pond. Ooh, we'll have to take the golf cart down to the swamplands this weekend and see how the frogs are looking. There's been years where we don't see them, and there's years where, it's very apocalyptic because there'll be hundreds, if not thousands, of frogs jumping across back and forth between the two things, and the kids try and save them by getting them off the road because as cars come out the road, it's frog mash by the time it's said and done. Good morning, Renee. Happy Cinco de Mayo to you as well. 61 in Chicagoland. So you're a little bit warmer. That's going to be 80 day. Probably snow next week. That is 100% true. It'll probably snow next week. Water in the bottle, coffee in the cup. Barb's 5 things: invoicing, laminate smaller piece patterns, inventory sandbar boxes that arrived yesterday, review work orders scheduled for next week, close early for weekend, company arrival. Love that. That's the best thing about having the own business, right? We can close early when we want to. Something else, that Barb mentioned here was inventorying those Samar boxes that come in. How many people, which way do you do? As soon as you get stuff in, do you open it up? Do you match it up? Do you do everything there? Or do you wait a couple days till you're doing the job to go through it? Which person are you? The one who checks stuff in, make sure it's all right? Or when I'm ready to do the job, that's when I do it. So let us know in the comments which one you are. Jenny, good morning. 70 degrees there in Elkhart, Indiana. Very nice. Water in the cup. 5 things: print orders, order blanks, clean house, go watch daughter play softball. That sounds like an amazing Friday right there. And Renee, I can hear that as well as we can get snow into May. Yeah, it's just garbage. Evelyn, good morning to you. And Renee, good mornings to everybody. And Facebook user, FU, Facebook user, that's what that stands for. Good morning. Winning Friday from Atlanta, Georgia. Well, hey, thanks for stopping in from Atlanta, Georgia. Like I said, we can't see who you are because Facebook and StreamYard don't always play nice together. And as a matter of fact, I just realized that there's a location that we're not even in. So maybe we'll throw that on there too. So remember, like, subscribe, share, so that way we can get as many people here as possible. George, good morning to you, my friend. I think I'll be stopping down there today. All good on this end. Good, good, good. Another FU Facebook user. Thanks for stopping in. T-Town, hey man, thanks for stopping in. Linda, cloudy in Texas, tea in the cup, not too bad. Rye, good morning to you. Linda's working on youth soccer photos, designing an 8th grade rally towel, engraving trophies, and sponsor plaques. That sounds like a fine Friday. Everything looking good so far. Sweet. That's what I love to hear. Look at that. Toledo. It's 55 out. Very nice day. Going to do some tinning and then some t-shirt work and then a softball game for my little one I coach for. Man, that's living the life right there. 100% living the life. We get to work. We get to enjoy the family. That's what we got today. Rye is going to try this thing called DTF and stickers and embroidery and DTF. I'm not going for it, man. I'm not falling into that trap. I'm not going to do it. Renee says, I usually wait. I know I should as soon as they come in. And here's why I ask it, because we try to, especially when it's multiple, like right now, we've got softball orders going on. We just finished up one league and we got the rest of the information on Wednesday for another league, at least shirt sizes and that. So we ordered those in. So those when come in, we need to make sure to check them and everything was there. When it's a smaller order, not the greatest about it. We had something come in and Corey's like, why'd you order this? I'm like, order what? And Samar actually pulled it wrong. It should have been a hoodie and it was a zip up. And yeah, so they pulled it wrong. It's nothing pressing that we need right now, but it's still like, if we would have checked that in yesterday, we could have had him send it out yesterday instead of waiting until today. So yeah, we probably all should, when you get your stuff in, check it in, go through it, put it where it needs to go, put it with the job orders, do all of that. So I need to get better at that so we don't run into situations like that. We do it on our bulk orders. I don't know why I don't do it on the smaller stuff, because I'm just like, oh yeah, because I think it's because on most of those, 7 to 10 days out, we've got plenty of time with it. So it's like, oh, if I don't check it in that day and it checks in a day or two later, it's still fine until we get to the job. But yeah, I need to get better at that. And Sandra, it's 58, cloudy and sprinkles in North Mississippi. I like checking incoming info right away, as if I'm missing something and it may affect an upcoming job. Yep, and that's like, we'll do it on all of our bulk stuff, but there's times where, you've got this order that's 2 or 3 pieces, this one that's 2 or 3 pieces, this one that may be, 1, 2, 3, a couple of the different ones. And so it's like, those ones, we put all the orders together and go from there. When we do bulk, it's just for that order. So it's like, okay, we can do it. Now, if it's something that is a rush order, absolutely. We know we ordered it today. It'll be here tomorrow or the next day at the latest. As soon as it comes in, check, make sure everything is good to go with it. So I need to get more consistent at doing that every single time it comes in. And Linda says she usually waits. It depends on how many other things I order. Yep, that's kind of where we are with it. T-Tom Restream has a link that they can follow for Facebook to be shown. Wonder if they have to do that for you too. So there is, if you go to StreamYard/Facebook, you can authorize permission for it. The problem with the StreamYard that we found is that if they're watching on Facebook's in a group or, through one of the other profiles, is that it's almost monthly. There's a couple people that haven't read, so just got tired of doing it. So they said, hey, we're just going to be on YouTube because it makes it so much easier for it. Taylor, thanks for stopping in here this morning. And Jenny says, I have to check my stuff in right away. I've had a few wrong orders, or they sent me someone else's order with mine. Yeah, and that's the thing where if you're not early, what happens when it comes to that it was not there. Now I'm stressed because I didn't do that earlier. So that's where I get better at that. I'm not saying it right. I'm not saying DTF, man, DTF. I'm not saying direct. What can we do? There's a Dr. Fungus Toe over here. Dr. Fungus Toe. Anytime Ryan says a Dr. Fungus Toe over here is going to go ahead and continue to try and make DFT happen, but it's not. It's fetch, right? Like, you remember that? It's so fetch. You can't make fetch. You can't make it work. You can't make DFT work. It's too far along. Brian, good morning for stopping in. Good morning for stopping in. Thank you for stopping in. I missed something there. Morning wet, Mountain Dew, 4 hat embroidered jobs, embroidered polos, artwork deliveries. That sounds like a great Friday there. How'd you enjoy Star Wars Day yesterday? What'd you do? I actually did nothing. We got We went through multiple variations of setting up furniture outside, and I think one has been settled on. But Corey was quite the networker yesterday. I think the best way to put it. She networked with some other individuals in our neighborhood for about 3 hours in the morning, on the new patio, and then for about 4 hours in the afternoon, in the evening, and then into dark time. So definitely getting its use out there. And then it was for people planning for this weekend because we're having the Cinco de Mayo feast tonight, and so they're trying to figure out who's doing what, bringing what with it. And then this weekend, I think we're smoking up some brisket and some ribs. And I was thinking about doing a color change on the golf cart this weekend. I need to video all of that. But I'm looking at the weather. I'm like, man, it's really nice out. Do you want to do it this weekend? I really wanted to wait until we get the lift and we get everything and do it all at once and put the new lift, new tires, new color change, do everything at once, or which way do you want to go with it? So that's up in the air. But it looks like it's going to be a gorgeous weekend out. And I really want to be able to enjoy the outside with it. T-Town giving a what's up to Rye. And then Sandra, I usually try to check in immediately, but it all doesn't always happen right there. 5, check in San Jorge. It just arrived yesterday. Press shirts, burn tags, photo items, invoice paperwork. Yeah, let me give you my 5 things. My 5 things as we go through it. Because we've got shirt mock-up. Oh, I covered a light there. I got shirt mock-ups that need to get done. We've got print DTF stuff that needs to go out. We've got 2 orders, what looks like one for recital and one for a pageant. Those ones need to get done and out today. So working with the league on design, so we've got to get all those cleared out and then order supplies. I like to try and order my supplies on Friday because that means most of the time they're here at the beginning of the week. They'll be here. Some will show up tomorrow, some will show up Monday, and some will show up on Tuesday. But that way I'm stocked for the beginning of the week. And if anything, I do need anything, I have the rest of the week to order. I hate doing it on Monday because then it could take Wednesday, Thursday, whatever. So order supplies. I've got that on mine. So we've got shirt mock-ups, we've got print transfers, press shirts, Little League designs, order supplies. Those are my 5 for the day. Yeah, it does do that with most StreamYard. It's better on YouTube for sure. Yeah, and that's why I try and give them. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on Facebook and we can't see who you are, what you can do is you can just head over to this guy right there. You can head over to fatdadlive.com. That is the direct link that will get you into our YouTube channel. Then when you get in there, make sure like, subscribe, do all of that. It's fun stuff, and be able to get right rocking and rolling with it. Yeah, Dr. Fungus Toe. That's right, Dr. Fungus Toe. Rachel, good morning from Fresno, California. 52 with a high of 70. It's going to be warmer here in Fresno, California. Nothing in the cup yet because I need to get ready first. Okay, so that brings up an interesting topic. Which person are you? Because we know Rachel is a get ready first, then something in the cup. And I know some other people, that's their first thing is they roll out of bed, they go and they get their coffee and they start the day with that, or their drink, and then get ready. So which kind of person are you? Are you a get ready first, then your drink? Are you a drink and then get ready first? Because that's an interesting little quandary to have. Let's see, what else do we got here? Yeah, so we're checking there. Things that are coming up. So we released our DTF. I almost said it right. Oh, I almost said it. Our VIP membership. We released that. There are only a few spots left for it. So you want to get in, check that out. What I'll do is we'll post. I think I got a direct link to it. If not, I should have a direct link to it. But it's on our website. I did release that this morning, put it on the website, so it is good to go there. I'll go find a link and post it here as well. It's in the description. I know it is in the description for sure, but there are only a few spots left for that because we're only going to start with a few. And the reason being is I wanted to make sure everything was good to go. I wanted to make sure that the capacity was there for everything. I wanted to make sure that we didn't have any issues before we said, hey, we can take on 50 people. I didn't want to have that stress of that. So I'm like, here, let's just start with a littler number to see where things are because I don't want to under deliver and over promise. I would much rather under promise and over deliver. That sounds right. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, that's what I'd rather do. So that's what we're looking at for it. They said there is only a handful of those left. So with that, what you're going to get is you're getting first line service, which means there's no rush fees. Boom, no rush fees. So that's kind of sweet, and that's on production. If you still need it by a certain date, you will need to pay for those upgraded shipping charges. So most orders, all orders are going to ship out within 2 business days. Most are going to ship out the next business day, and some will even ship out same business day. Like MVP or VIP member uh, placed an order this morning. So they placed an order this morning that's going to ship today. So they were able to get it in. I saw what it was. I'm like, yep, we can slide that in, no problem. So it'll ship out today for them, which is awesome. They're not paying that 50% rush fee that we charge if you need same day prints. It's $50 a month for it. You're also going to get a 15% discount code. So you can use that on any of our DTF products, whether that is the regular transfers that you upload or our pre-made transfers. So you are able to do that, or ready to press ones. You're also going to get a $25 coupon each month that is good towards our ready to press DTF transfers. So that's what that. You sign up for it on the website. What happens is the process is then we'll send you a separate recurring invoice for $50 a month. Within 24 hours of that payment, you'll receive your discount codes. Now, looking how stuff is, we're setting out invoices that have went through it. We're going to look and see how many days we're going to keep those active, because it might be if this fills up and people are on the wait list and then they want to get in and we've sent out invoice, they haven't paid, you'll probably get a thing that says, hey, pay your stuff, because if not, there's other people that do, and we're going to boot you out of it. So we've got that, which that's the other thing on here, invoice. So I've got invoicing to do because I've got, it just looked and seen that there was somebody that has just purchased another one. Thank you very much for that. So we'll get those invoices out. I've got other invoices out there. I was going through our invoices and I was really scared for a second, because I'm like, there's a lot of money out there that we have billed out, and it scared me because I'm like, I traditionally don't do that. It's usually you pay for everything up front. And so that comes to this question: where is your business at? Is 100% of your stuff paid up front, 75% paid up front, 50% paid up front? I don't take any payment up front. Where is your business and what type are you? So for the most part, we are 100% payment up front. When you place an order, place a payment, done. Now, we do have a handful of people that we work with on a consistent basis that will bill out. They'll send in artwork. We'll verify what it is for them, everything for there, and then we'll go ahead and send them an invoice, print, ship, go for there. There's a handful that we'll go ahead and print and then do it, because a lot of those are corporate clients, that things that, where they need it at, or partnerships that we do with other screen printers. So we get those to them and then, invoice. Most times everything is paid back within, 2-3 days for it. So we don't run into anything. And then you run into things with like schools, leagues, things like that, where sometimes it can be, a 30-day, a 45-day, a 60-day. And those are ones that I really hate. When you look and you pull it up and there's, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 sitting out there that they've already got their stuff, they're already using it, and you haven't got paid for it. You're just like, oh, when are you gonna take care of me, because I took care of you, did your job. So I got to get invoicing out there. I need to send reminders to some, because I know how that is. I try and get all invoicing done in the morning, so that way you can see it. Because I know how, even I see stuff. Usually by the time 11, 12 hits, emails, especially if something comes in for an invoicing and things like that, the afternoon email for me, unless somebody sends me a text or multiple messages that says, hey, go double check this and that, I usually don't see it till the morning. Because every morning I go through, check all that, make sure everything that we're up to date where things are with it, and go from there. So I see where, there's sometimes 4 o'clock, somebody sends out an invoice. I'm like, well, I'm not at the office, or I'm not here, so I'll get it in the morning. So I try and get everything out in the morning, so it's good to go. So if you have invoices out there, you're getting a reminder this morning that, hey, pay your invoices. Why? Because I want to buy some stuff. I want to buy some new stuff. No, I need to pay for stuff. I got supplies to order today. So pay your bills. Let's see, where else were we? I always seem to put in an order, and then someone will want a smaller order, and then they have to wait until I get more. I try to order once a week unless I get an order that gives me free shipping. And that's a great way to do it, T-Town. So we traditionally, for shirts, we will order on Mondays and Thursdays. So orders that come in Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday get placed on Monday, and then orders placed on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will be placed, and then part of Thursday, depending or order on Thursday, because with between those two times, we always have enough for the free shipping. But then that sets our schedule. Our typical turnaround time, 7 to 10 business days. So if we do that when they place their order, we still are within that, and we don't have to pay any extra for shipping. Now, if they want it faster, we're like, hey, here's the thing: you're going to pay for this extra shipping stuff. That's what we ran into with one of the softball leagues this year. Was we did their bulk order for it, but then they came back with some add-ons, and they need 3 shirts, 2 hats. They need this little stuff, and we're like, okay, so you're going to have to pay shipping on each one of these, because when you're ordering 2 shirts and the shipping is $20, we lost money on the job. So you have to pay for shipping for it. So they're trying to do that same thing too, where they're trying to get everything together all at once to place that order. So they're not getting hit with multiple shipping charges, because shipping charges will eat you up. So you need to make sure you have that under control. But yeah, that's how we do. Oh, you just answered that. Do you order when you get free shipping or just when you need? So that's what we do, is we have it set up for Mondays and Thursdays. So there's some other things like this order. It was a league, so we knew that there was going to be enough stuff in there. If an order comes in that hits the minimum for free shipping, we just go ahead and place it. So that way it's just squared away, done. We're not waiting on those days for it because they've already hit it. We try and get some more of that other stuff in there, but yeah, traditionally Mondays and Thursdays are our day for it. I'm an early riser, so I get ready first, then animal chores, then breakfast. So you see, that's what Barb does. Early riser, get ready first, then animal chores, then breakfast. So me, myself, early riser as well. I go to bed between like 11 and 1 a.m., and I'm usually up between 4 and 5. I get up, I get ready, do all that, and then I'll have my drink, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, whatever. I'll have my first drink then. That sounded really bad to say. I'll have my first drink today. So, yeah, that does something. But yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll get ready first, and then I will have a drink for it. Renee's get ready first. If I have to stop, I have a drink. If I stop to have a drink, I tend not to get ready. I've done that too, where it's just like, oh, and then my problem is sometimes I might go to the well a few too many times and have too much. That doesn't sound good either, too much to drink. But I have a couple cups of coffee, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta use the facilities a lot more, so I need to get ready and then go from there. It just depends on who's ordering, right? We're talking about the payments for it. And Jenny, all paid up front except for schools and little leagues, and pretty much that's where we're at with it. Right? So we've got a handful of customers that we work with that they'll send us orders in. We'll send in. We'll usually have them in our print queue and then invoice it out. Other times, someone will place orders and then they'll need rush fees on it. And so we'll print orders. We've got the majority of it. And we'll just bill out the rush fees for it. And they've selected what they needed. We'll send those invoices out for it. But looking back, and it's one of those things when you look at your balance sheet of here, this is what I have accounts owed to me. What is that threshold? Like up and then, oh, there's not one league. Okay, that's there with it. But when you go to your regular consumer, customers, and you see that there's a $200 invoice, a $500 invoice, a $150 invoice, a $12 invoice, and you're like, hey, and this is all for one. We get to that point where it's like, hey, you need to pay some invoices before we're printing anything else for you, because you've now done 3 days of printing invoices. You make some contact, like, hey, yep, we'll get this job. This is coming here for this. This is how it is. And that's all you really have to do, is just have that open communication log. But at the end of the day, I don't know about you, but at last I checked, none of us, and if you are, prove me wrong and tell me, but none of us are banks, right? We live in a credit age where you just put it on it. It's what you do. You can't just, you have to pay to play, right? So if you get stuff out there, just make sure and get it taken. And we totally get, invoices get lost. There's times where it was weird. There's this a customer that they'll order 2-3 orders a week. We send it. And then they're like, hey, you didn't invoice me for this. I'm like, yeah, I did. I sent it to them, and they're like, no, I don't see it. And for whatever reason, that one went to their spam account. And they're like, or their spam folder. They're like, I have no clue. I'm like, I don't even, I'm not saying invoice with Renee, but Renee, we've been friends for years. And there's times where even some of her emails will end up in our spam folder. No clue why. And so that's where it's like, oh, yeah, no problem. You resend it and you're good to go. So usually our system will go through a cycle where it'll invoice, and then like 2 to 3 days later, it'll send a reminder. And then like 7 days, and start sending a daily reminder and stuff like, hey, pay up with this, because nobody wants. I don't want to be that guy to be like, yo, pay up your stuff. Schools are not upfront. Most are things upfront. Yep. Jeff, good morning to you. Same here. Yep. GPK, hi from Sweden. Are you shop in full running mode now? All mowing boxes gone and all set. So we are crossing our fingers, all ecstatically up and running. Wide format printer, we're rolling, put new head in that, which we knew that day was coming. You could see stuff and like, okay, we'll go ahead and get that. So that's rocking and rolling. Boom, we'll get that out of there. So that worked out. DTF, we've ran just about 1,000 feet, maybe 1,200 feet. I think it's 1,200 feet. So we've ran 1,200 feet with a new setup on it, and everything, and everything seems to be going swimmingly. So I think that's the plus there too, where just going through it. I was a little scared, like, how is this working? So we've got back in the swing of Dr. Fungus Toe over there, and we're printing and shipping daily. So really happy about that. Which now we can get back into it. It was okay. That's good. Had that for a couple days. Everything's fine with it. Now we can drop the membership. Okay, because we've been saying that for 2 months now, but things happen in the business. Things happen with equipment. We were down for 3 weeks last month. So spending $5,000 on repairs for 2 printers, and then losing revenue for 3 weeks because while we had something printing for us, it was pretty much a pass through. We weren't making much, if anything, off of it. So what came in went right to them. So there was no profit. So 3 weeks on DTF, no profit, $5,000 out in there. It made for a tough month last month, and it was glad. I'm glad that we know our numbers, know how to price things, know where we are in our production cycle with orders, and we were able to make it work. But $10,000 hit easily for the month. And when you look at that, you're just like, oh, there's things I want to buy that I can't buy. There's equipment that I want to get that we just might have to wait a little longer on. And that's just how it goes. Don't overextend yourself. Remember we had the talk with the accountant where they're like, I don't know if I would totally get that UV yet. And it's a great thing that we didn't, because where would that put us? It would have just put us farther behind on things. So, hey, sometimes talking to other people and getting their opinion on it really does matter. Our next goal now is that the wide dryer, which we're working on. I think I have a conversation. Let me see if I got something back to set up for it. Yeah, so we can talk about stuff next week, and I think we're setting up an appointment for that. So that'll be a plus to get some ideas rolling for that. So we are back up full run mode on wide format printing, signs, banners, decals, stickers, magnets. What other orders? Yesterday, yard signs. So yard signs. It's that time of year for yard signs, both graduation and business, school spirit ones. So we're rocking and rolling with that. Just being able to keep crushing it and putting things out there. But I do have a problem with a big client that can rack up a bill pretty high. Yeah, and that sucks. I for sure drives me nuts sometimes. But you have the stuff, and we're not a 30-day plan. Yeah, and that's the thing is, what is your terms? Is it 7-day, 10-day, 15-day, 30-day? Are you applying a fee on it? So hey, after 15 days, we're applying a 3% daily fee to it. We're not a bank. Like when one of the things that we talk to with schools is, they say, well, a school needs this account. Well, really, do they? Because most have a limit that they can put on a credit card and not have to worry about it, right? They have that limit there. So if you have to send separate invoices, do that. I mean, when they buy anything else, when they buy things off Amazon, is Amazon giving them terms? They're saying no, use your credit card, right? So it's a tough conversation to have because I know there's so much that's built on those schools, but think about what you can do with that money that's sitting there, right? They're using you as a bank. The kids, like the best way that I explained it was I said, okay, so these kids are signing up for these sports, right? And I said, yeah. I said, and they're paying to sign up for these sports. And they said, yeah. Okay, so you've already collected their money. You've got it. It's in your hands. It's in your wallet. It is in your bank. But now you want me to wait on that. So I give you the product, you give it to them, they're wearing it, and you're still holding on to my money. You've already collected it. It's not like, hey, this is a pre-sale and we're waiting on all this to come in. No, 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 no. You've already collected your money. So why am I waiting on it? You've already wanted to beat me up pricing because you always want 3 bids and you're always going to go with the lowest. So, all right, there's strike 1 because I'm not going to be the lowest. I'm not going to fight with that. Strike 2 is you want to pay later. And by later, 30, 60, 90 days out, you got a $5,000, $10,000 school order? No, I'm not doing that. And, so you want to set the terms of it. So going into most of those things, they're already 2 strikes out. They're 1 more for me just being like, we're done because I'm not going to front that. That's where I found working with like the booster club, working with the individual organizations themselves. So cross country team, chess team, cheerleaders, working with them themselves because that's how they'll do it. And you'll set up a team store for them. Then you're getting all the money and you give them the check back. Hey, yep, we're going to process all of this for you, and then we'll cut you a back thing. That's how we work our fundraisers. That's how we work our team stores, our merch stores, is we cut them checks, and it just makes it easier for that. Yep, a lot can matter too if you have the money to cover it. If you're new and you don't have the capital, probably. Yeah. Well, and here's the other thing too. Nobody wants this to happen. But if you've been in the business long enough, it has, you've screwed something up, right? And what happens when you screw up a $2,000 order that you didn't get paid for to begin with? So now, that $2,000 order, that covered costs, that covered everything there, and now I have to redo it. So now I'm maybe breaking even or losing money, but I still haven't collected that money there to do it. So I'm out again until I get it. I have seen, I'd probably say 3-4 businesses over the last 8 years that have went out of business from screwing up orders with large organizations, schools, mostly, where something was misprinted and it was their fault 100%, and they weren't able to redo it because they did not have the funds to do it. And they were waiting on the funds to school because they'd already priced the job cheap because they didn't know what their numbers were. They screwed it all up, and they had to eat it. And that's where I have to go. I can't do this anymore. So that's where having that really good understanding of what it actually cost you to be in business, and then what it cost you to price products, price products for profit. This business profit is not a dirty word. I don't understand the race to the bottom. I never will. We are by far the cheapest that's out there. Not the cheapest that's out there, excuse me. And I will stand up and tell anybody that. And we're not the cheapest out there. If you're looking for the cheapest, that's not us. And I'm fine with that because I have found over the years that the people who want the cheapest price are the biggest problems. They're the ones that, have the biggest issues, that have them, that don't have artwork ready, that have, crazy timelines, that, that can't communicate what they actually want. But it's funny that on some of our other stuff, that's a $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 order. They call up and say, hey, we need X amount of shirts. We need this design on it. What's your design fee going to cost versus somebody else's? Or if we supply you the artwork for it, great, cool. We'll send it over. Done. And that's it. Here's colors, here's sizes. And it works out amazingly. You have those 1 or 2 short orders, and it's tough because if you're designing a shirt for one person, yes, you're designing that shirt for one person. You're giving them exactly what they want, but are you really making any money off of it? And you say, this is just a hobby. It's I love doing it and that, but at some point, if you want to turn this into a business, you have to start thinking about that. If it takes you 2 hours to make a shirt, and you're like, it doesn't take 2 hours to make a shirt. Okay, so let's talk about it. How long do you think it really takes to make a shirt? A single shirt, a single one-off shirt. Let's talk about the first communication that we're having. Text messages, email messages, Facebook messages, whatever messages that's there. Okay. And then there's artwork. Okay. So there's artwork. Is it print ready artwork? Are they sending you what they need? Is it artwork you have to create? Are you charging a design fee for that artwork that you're creating? Is it a file you have to go buy? Are you charging for that? So how much time is all on that artwork side of it? Okay. Just let's get the artwork set. Now comes the production time, whether you're using sublimation, DTF, embroidery, vinyl, white toner. What am I missing? Whatever process that you're using, how long does it take to create that, to produce that? Are you cutting and weeding vinyl? Are you printing out a white toner and marrying sheets for it? Are you printing out a DTF? Are you ordering a DTF? Are you printing out a sublimation? And then there. So to produce that part of it and then to press it on the shirt to actually make the finished product. Then what are you doing afterwards with that? You're folding it up. Are you putting it in a bag? Are you putting in nice packaging? Do you have other stuff that goes along with it? Are you shipping it out to them? Are you delivering it to them? How are you all doing this? So that shirt, that's a $25 shirt, which hopefully you're charging the bare minimum of $25 for a single shirt. How much time do you have in that? 2 hours? $25. I don't know about you, but here in Illinois, the right now, what is it, $13.50? Minimum wage is $13.50. It's on its way to 20 or to 15. I mean, think 2 hours work. That's $30. And most places that you're going to go to, that's minimum wage, and that's giving you stuff with it. And that $25 shirt, you still got product that came out of it. You still got that. So you're working for less than minimum wage. Think about that. You're working for less than minimum wage. I get all checks from schools. Very nice. Yeah, I deal with the cheapy people in the tin industry and the t-shirt person. Not fun tone sometimes. It's not, right? And it's not. And like tint to me is one of those where it's like, you want to be cheap. I don't want anything to do with you, right? Because they're going to nitpick off of it. I want somebody who values what I do. I'm sure T-Town, you're showing them, here's the differences between the tint. You have the nice little light window, with the different suns behind them to show the variations of tint and what you're getting and how it's doing. And then, the energy protection to it, the savings that's inside from sun fading, all of that to it. There's a price for that. And if you want to beat me up over a price, we're just not on the same page. Here's my pricing. Cool. The only time my pricing changes is when you order more, right? You become a member. Like when you look at, I hate to say this because it's probably going to come out wrong, but when it comes to your customers, what makes your customer your customer? Like me, the only ones that I can say 100% for sure are my customers are the ones that join our VIP membership. Why? Because they've paid to be a member of something, so I have them. Any other customer can leave at any other time that they want. So why am I wasting my time with these ones that are price shopping for price? Oh, hey, can you get this faster? Can you get it done here? Man, I'm going to have this brand that we're going to sell all these. You're not. You're just not going to. All right? Been in this long enough that most people are stood up. You're not going to. But how do you make things right with them? We're always going to treat every one of our customers the same. Here's our pricing. Here's this. If you're in, we're in. Let's do this partnership together. But your customers can go anywhere. What shows them that they're a customer? Hey, when you become a member, so those are the ones. Yeah, can we do a little better pricing for them? Well, they're getting discounts on stuff. Can we do a little faster for it? Hey, they're getting faster production for it. So we're taking care of the ones that are taking care of us. That's how it goes. We want to take care of those that take care of us. The person who orders, who's a member, that's ordering $1,000 a week, are they the same customer as the one that you see every 6 months that's ordering a single shirt? They're both customers. They both provide, revenue, but this one's doing a little bit more for it. Yeah. So you doing more for this one. You got to figure out the way, isn't it, that, and say, sometimes look at it, be like, where is your value in the industry? What do you value in yourself? And are you getting paid what you're worth? Because you are all worth something. You're the expert in the industry. To that customer, if they knew how to make a shirt and everything that went into it, they'd do it themselves, right? You're the expert. So start acting like it. Pay for yourself, right? Yeah, I love those heat displays. Like, it boggles my mind because when you look at that, you can't really tell. Like, oh, looks like there, but then when you actually see it and feel it, and those are things that sell. Okay, now it makes sense. Like, What's 5%? 10? What's 10%? I don't, I don't understand. It's, oh, to show that off and that. Oh, totally makes sense. Thank you. Thank you for showing me and educating me on this, because that's what we have to do, right? We have to educate our customers. When a customer says, I want a shirt, you say, what kind? Like, here, do you want, a cotton? Do you want a ring spun cotton? Do you want a 50-50 blend? Do you want a 100% poly? Do you want a tri blend? Educate our customers. Better educated customer, it's an easier customer to deal with when they know, oh yeah, I know the difference between these. Really? How do you know that? Oh, my t-shirt guy helped me out on it. We talked about it. He had samples of it. I was able to see, feel, and touch and find out what I like. The other thing, like on shirt sizes or shirt types, is we've all seen the specials and we run them too, where it's 100 shirts for like $595, right? Single color print, 100% cotton shirt. Is that a great promo? You make money off it, yeah. But is it a great promo for the customer? Not really, because what are you using? You're using the cheapest shirts possible, and that customer, they're going to hand out the cheapest shirts possible. And what happens to those cheap shirts possible? Usually up at the bottom of a drawer as a rag somewhere. People aren't wearing them out in public. So if you can provide them with a nicer shirt option and say, hey, yeah, I know we can do it at this, that's what it is, but what are you trying to convey with this? Do you want your brand to be read? Do you want people to see it? Do you want them out there wearing it? Well, maybe we should upgrade to a nicer shirt, go with a ring spun or 50-50 or a tri blender or something. What's the message you're trying to convey here? How can we help better that so that way you can get more eyes on the prize? Some don't care because they're like, listen, it's for an event. We're just putting this out there. We're giving away the shirt because we're part of it, and this is part of it. Okay, great. Yep, we'll do that. Other ones are like, yeah, I totally get that. I want them to wear my shirt. I want them to feel it. That was how we had won over from another printer for somebody that was for a yoga studio. They're just using the cheap stuff. And so we're like, here's the different blends. Here's this. And they're like, oh my God, this feels so soft. I really like this. And we're like, yeah, so I should get these. I'm like, I'm not going to tell you what you should get, but if I was running a yoga studio, this is what I would go with. I'm like, you're charging for a high-end service. Don't you want a high-end product to go along with it? And they're like, absolutely. And they do a great amount of shirts, and they love the feel of it. Their customers love the feel of it. So it's always, that value upsell for it. See you, but you can't go to Kroger's and buy 6 gallons of milk and ask for the 7-1 for a discount. You're going to pay the same price. Yeah, absolutely. Like, do people go in there like, hey, listen, I'm buying, 4 dozen eggs. Can I go ahead and get this 5th one free? What? I don't know where it became the industry for this, because people are always wanting the discount. Where even for a couple of years, it was at car lots. They weren't doing it. And that there's a markup with it. They have some room, but at the end of the day, when there's just pricing on it, like, does anybody go into a restaurant and like, listen, okay, like this steak is $55 here. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but I can go right next door to Applebee's and I can get 2 of them for 20. So how about you go ahead and price match them? What would they do to you? They would kick you out the door and tell you never to come back. So why do we think it's okay for it to happen to us? Like, I don't understand it. I really try not to get into that at all because I don't want to. I'm like, no, these are our prices. If it's too much for you, I'm sorry. And if you really want to make them feel that, I'm sorry you can't afford my services. Here's somebody that might be able to help you out with it, right? We're just not a good fit, and that's okay, right? That's okay to not be a good fit. I don't need everybody to be my customer. I just need the good customers, and that's the people I'm going to work with for it. Yeah. Cut your prices if you're 100% confident, really bad, and all other moments too. Yeah. Here's the other thing. Like, when you know your pricing, it allows you to be able to fluctuate your pricing. Hey, can I go for this? Can I go for that? Like, we had, a conversation. We usually have the conversation once a year. They usually on a Tuesday with Todd about something. But if you were to double your pricing tomorrow and you would lose half your customers, would you do it? Most people are like, no, I'm going to lose half my customers. But do you understand the mathematics behind it? You'll double your pricing. So here's this. So if I'm at $100 for something, I'm now at $200. And if I had 10 people that were buying it at $100, now I have 5 people buying it at $200. So I am bringing in the same amount of revenue for half the work. And now it allows me to go out and find 5 new customers that'll pay $200 for it. So find the customers. I will whittle out the customers that are the low end bargain shoppers that don't necessarily fit into what I need. If I want to focus on the higher end clients that are going to spend the money, those are the ones I'm going after. That's how I do it. And most people won't. You know, most are afraid to raise their prices 10%. If I told everybody, hey, we're all priced too low. You know, we're all priced too low. Raise your prices 10%. Would you go do it? No, because you're like, I'm going to lose a job to this or that. If you're losing a job over pricing, then that's 100% my fault. If I cannot sell myself on why I'm a better fit for a customer, for a client, for a business, and they're, it's all in that value building relationship. 100% my fault, not on pricing. If I lose a job on pricing, then they probably weren't my customer to begin with there. That's the best word for the education of what you're doing. Yeah, education, man. When you can help your customers become better customers, it makes it better, easy for you. So especially if it's somebody like, in softball leagues, in corporate apparel, when we're doing stuff for, like the yoga studio, we spent time with that conversation to go because it was building that relationship. Because at the end of the day, even if they didn't go with us, I always say, well, here's the questions to ask whoever. I said, don't ask them at the beginning. Let them do their spiel and then see what they brought up to it. Because these are the questions somebody presents us with an order. We ask them right up front, what's your budget? And I don't want your budget so I can run right up to it. If you say, hey, I want to be at $15 a shirt, guess what? The shirts are not going to come in at $14.99, right? Here's everything that fits in your budget. Here's 3 choices for you. Here's the differences between them. Here's what you're looking at. Here's what we can do. And here's something that's just a little bit beyond your budget if it falls in that category. If you give me a budget at 15, but I see that we can do, an all made, and it's going to be 15.25, I'm going to show that option to you because I want to make sure that you're very educated and you're making informed decisions. So that's what I bring to the table. When I see you go to these other ones, I said, let them go through it and then ask them questions and then ask, well, why didn't you give me these options? I said, that's what you're paying for with us. We're bringing that value of here's what we do. We know what we're doing. We know that on team stores that we can close them out. We've had quite a few that we've closed out on, a Monday, Tuesday. And by the end of the week, everything is shipped out in people's hands. They already have their stuff. Checks are delivered within a week. And they're like, whoa, yeah, because we know what we're doing. We know how to get this through. We know the process for it. And this is why we do it. And so it's showing them the value. You build the value in yourself. If they don't see the value, then maybe that's not there. Yeah, they do. They still go to Applebee's. I do because it's just right outside of our addition. It's a quick golf cart ride over there. And they have kids' nights. And sometimes they have really cheap drink specials. And when they have half off apps, hello, chicken wing guy, and when you get half off apps on a golf cart and some drinks, Applebee's isn't too bad. Good morning, Dawn. Done, yep. And thanks, Sarah, for joining us. I was waiting for pool water delivery, all set for summer now. Now it just needs to stay warm. But I will tell everybody in the Midwest this: when it snows next week, we can all go find Sarah and blame her because she opened her pool. Our pool is not open yet. Probably 2 weeks our pool will be open. Brian, I tell schools to quit buying from us. Have their students and their families buy from us on stores. Then price doesn't matter. Absolutely, the school isn't paying for them. 100%. Because at that same thing, the way that I would approach, like how Brian said, here, the school, hey, you're just sitting on inventory, right? They're guessing what they're going to buy. Okay, we need 100 small, 100 medium, 100 large, 100 extra large. Guess what happens? They sell all of one size and they're left with 100 of the other one. And so then everything that they could have made off this order, if they don't because it's sitting there in dead inventory. And then what do they do at the end of the year? Oh, we're running a sale to get rid of it because we're sitting on all this inventory. So you don't need to do that. You don't need to collect checks. You don't need to chase those down. You don't need to have order forms and try and decipher, is that Timmy or Tommy? I don't know. You don't have to do that. Let us take care of it for you. Let us build the site for you. Let us print the orders. Let us ship the orders. Let us collect the payments. Let us do everything. And all you have to do is just be the voice box. You get up there, you promote it, and we'll give you a check for it. That's it. That's all you have to do. Let's set some goals with it. We want new playground equipment. Great. Let's do this for it. We want this. These are our goals for it. Let's create an amazing fundraiser. And all you have to do is sit back and just push people through. Do I love it? Oh, listen, funny, Dawn, her pool never closed. That's probably why we've had weather, because Dawn never closes her pools. I was cut a deal and then I messed something up and now I'm in the hole. Yep. I have seen that way too many times and have done it myself where I cut a deal on stuff and screwed something up. And then it's just like, okay, we do like even on the Dr. Fungus Toe, when we're doing DTF transfers, and I was going through my pricing that could we be a little cheaper on it? Yeah, but I was looking at how much that we waste because those DTF printers, they're not 100%. I'd say if I had to give an overall percentage on how often they are printing 100%, it's probably 75% of the time. You have humidity issues, you have adhesion issues, you have color issues, you have this, you'll have reprints that you have to do. So, you need to make sure that that's accounted for. And like us, when we went down, if I would have been one of these, 350 printers, $3, I would have lost money on every order that we did by subbing it out. So I wouldn't even sold it. Then it would have been 3 weeks of no customers. So I didn't lose any money to these customers, but I didn't make any, but I didn't lose the customer. So that's where knowing where your numbers are, it allows for expansion, it allows for growth, it allows for screw ups because I am far, far from perfect and I never will be. And I will screw things up daily. I'm sure I'll screw something up today. And it's just part of the business, right? Yeah, Don, laugh away as we had snow last week. And Sarah says, we typically don't open it until the end of May, but if we didn't take it today, we couldn't get it until June for water. And, she's in outside of Milwaukee, right? You're not too far from Milwaukee. So you're really not too far from, Lake Michigan where there's water, right? And they can just process it, throws it off. You went through it gracefully. Yeah, I had to do what we could do, right? It was tough because I didn't want to push things. That's why we haven't done any new bundles or anything because why am I going to push out new products that we couldn't sell and make any money off of? So now that we're back up and running and we have plans in place, yes, that's why the VIP membership's available, which there's only a few slots left. So make sure to get over for it. There's only it allows us to next week we'll start doing our bundle drops again on Thursday, so you'll be able to turn in for that. We'll win some bundles. Everybody love those. And so we've got Mother's Day, Father's Day, Juneteenth, and there's something else that's coming up, so we're going to bang those out and get rocking and rolling back in those summer designs, wedding designs, bride bachelorette party things. So yeah, we got to get back in the groove of that so that way we're able to keep pushing on from it. Who wants Lake Michigan water? That's nasty. You're in Wisconsin. Where do you think the water comes from your beer? Lake Michigan. Oh, Lake Michigan. Which I'm speaking of you Wisconsinites, I'm very disappointed in you. Very disappointed. We went to Tinley Park last month and I did not get one spotted cow, which means I'm going to have to go ahead and drive up there myself and get it myself and get some cheese curds and all of that to drink some of that Lake Michigan water that I can only find there. So, damn it, whatever. But yes, southwest of Milwaukee. But yeah, so yeah, we rambled on today. We did like an hour. That was crazy, crazy, crazy. Lot to do. This week, if you took it away from this, if you did, let us know in the comments. Make sure like, subscribe, share, do all that. That helps us grow. And come hang out in the pool. Your pool's cold. They didn't deliver hot water, and it's not going to be warm, and it's going to be cold. That's just how it works. You can come down to our patio and bring the beer, and then leave. But drop beer. No, you come down. Yeah, cheese goose. I probably under Culver's because we got stuff to do today. Besides this, batteries in the golf cart, I got to check on that. We got to go, but we've got stuff doing. You got Rye going live, I think, here in a little while. But we got stuff there. Yeah, great day, great discussion. Thanks, Rye. I think you're going to go live soon. If you go live, make sure to go check Rye out. But we do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday next week. 75% sure we'll do a Tuesday with Todd. We'll figure out a topic on it. I'll probably do our hot peel film is now out and going, so we'll probably do a video on that. So that'll be sweet. Next Thursday, we'll do a bundle drop and we'll get right back in the schedule thing. So you guys have, oh, Linda, let me post it in the group. Did I post it? Did I not post it? I know it's in the description. Just head over to fatdad.com or fatdadcustomdesigns.com. Look under DTF. It is there for it, but there is the link. So right click, copy, paste if you need to go that. There are only a handful of memberships available. Like I said, we wanted to start small to make sure that we're meeting and exceeding the expectations of it, and then we can add more as time goes on. So make sure to get over there and check out. They're gone, they're gone. They may fill back up later. So there you go. There's the link for that. You guys have an amazing day, an amazing weekend. Like if it's nice near your area, get out there and enjoy this weekend. You know, we work to be able to enjoy it. I've seen, you know, a lot of people had things with their kids tonight, things with their kids this weekend. Take care of the next generation so that they can take care of us when we get old and need all that stuff taken care of. So peace, love, press on. We will see you guys next time.